I have James Conner as my bust for this year. He is currently going as RB16, going 30th overall. So end of the third round, which to me is a little spicy. He was buoyed last year by a ton of touchdowns, and I just don't see that repeating. I just don't have a good feeling about it. I he stayed healthy. Let's put it this way: he
Yes.
stayed healthy for the first time since essentially his rookie season, which helped. He had a shit ton of touchdowns, which that will probably regress a bit this season.
Almost 50% of his fantasy points were touchdowns.
See, and then they've got a couple of young guys that I think can take on some of that load that Chase Edmonds left. And I think Connor will actually be like the true like goal down back and not the every down back that we saw last year when Chase Edmonds was out. So I think that was part of it too, is that he was buoyed by this extra production that we weren't expecting him to see. And again, going back to my bit with Zach Ertz, they've got these amazing wide receivers on their teams. I expect all of them, to really gel and take a step forward, where they're not going to have to rely on the run game nearly as much as they did last year.
Hypothetically, who do you think would be the guy behind Connor? Like, do you have, because right now it seems like all the guys behind him, nobody knows who the hell is going to be the dude. Is it Eno Benjamin? Maybe. Are you leaning towards Eno? Do you think that Keontae Ingram ends up being a thing as a rookie this year? Because James Conner is a decent pass catcher. He showed that at least in Pittsburgh. But I don't, if they want to give that to him or not, I guess is the question.
I think it will be Eno Benjamin. I know a couple years ago when he came out, there was some good buzz, and I think he got injured, which kind of derailed him. But from the camp reports here in training camp, he has looked pretty good and has flashed a bit. So I think he has the inside track to be that 1B player. But I also expect the rookie to be involved as well. I mean, they spent a decent amount of draft capital on him, so they're not just going to have him just ride the bench all season long either. So I expect a good sprinkling and smattering of all three of those running backs this season.
Ooh, a sprinkling and a smattering.
That's right.
I'm interested. I do think that, yeah, you have to draft him higher than last year, which is the big bummer. Like a lot higher than last year, because you got him in the middle rounds last year, and that's how you won your league. But you're not going to be able to do that with him this year.
That's right. And Mr. Scampers is just being disgusting here, saying the eventual answer is Devonta Booker.
Gross.
That is disgusting. We don't. No.
You know what? If there's a show that his name belongs on, though, quite frankly, it is the Bus Show. You have to admit that.
That is true.
So, all
right. Who do you have, Jake?
I just don't hate the Cardinals as much as you do, Dustin. But
I don't hate the Cardinals.
I don't know. It's starting to feel that way. My running back bust is probably going to upset some folks. It's like DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift is going as RB8 currently. This is before Hard Knocks. This is before the Hard Knocks bump, which is absolutely coming. The Lions are featured on Hard Knocks. That actually I think the first episode dropped today. Watch his ADP climb at least 2 spots, if not into the top 5 by the end of that. It happens every year.
I think that's too low. I'm in complete disagreement with you, Jay. But you tell me why you think he's going to be a bust.
This is the one that I actually feel the most confident in. So I'm curious here. In 11 games that him and Jamal Williams, our old former Packer guy, Jamal Williams, played in last year. Yeah, the Mermaid Man, who, by the way, is the most Dan Campbell fucking player in existence. Did you see? This was like a month ago. He got interviewed at the podium. They were asking about Hard Knocks and all the extra cameras that were going to be there. And they're like, what about that? And his quote was, I don't give a fuck. I just want to play football. It's like, that shit should have come directly from Dan Campbell's mouth. That is exactly what he wants to hear.
I just saw on Twitter today, Jamal Williams broke the team after practice or whatever. Dan Campbell had him give the little rah-rah speech in the huddle, to the group. And
Love it.
it was terrific. Just go look it up, because he's like, he goes, today was a good practice. He's like, we got to keep this up. He goes, you ever think about slacking? He's like, you think about last year's record, because fuck that. He goes, I'm not fucking happy with that. He was just going, it was awesome. It was just awesome. Like you said, definitely a Dan Campbell kind of guy. Go check that out to see the entire thing, because I am not doing it nearly enough justice.
I didn't even know that Jamal Williams cursed until this.
I know.
Until this very segment. Like, he always seemed like just a clean cut guy, like just a happy go lucky mermaid man. But in any case, last year, let's get back to DeAndre Swift. The two of them in the 11 games they actually played together, they had a full split, 50-50 split in carries. Jamal Williams got more of those carries inside the goal line. It was 46% to 36% in favor of Jamal. They both played the same number of games. So it's not an argument about DeAndre Swift's injury. They both played 13. So if that's what happens again this year, and again, I don't think Jamal Williams is going anywhere, then it has to come down to targets, and only targets for DeAndre Swift. That's where he's going to win you, right? Last year, he had 78 targets in 13 games. That's what wins you leagues. His only competition at that time was Amon-Ra St. Brown, who didn't catch on until halfway through the season. TJ Hawkinson, who was just kind of there. That's, sorry, TJ, but in terms of like pure athleticism, he was just there as a guy. Everything else was a dump off to DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift literally had a 0.0 ADOT, average depth of target. It was just nothing. Okay, take it. Now you go and try and do something. It was not manufactured touches for him like CMC or Alvin Kamara. Like, he's not that kind of pass catcher. He also had his numbers inflated when they started 0-8-1 under Anthony Lynn. Right? Anthony Lynn was the play caller. They did terribly. They focused everything on the run because they didn't do anything else. And then Dan Campbell comes in and is like, fuck this, I'm taking over play calling. And all of a sudden, the wide receivers actually started to get used. And this was even before the DeAndre Swift injury. So, like, he finally started getting these guys more involved. Now they have DJ Chark. They have Jamison Williams, who will play eventually. He's dealing with his own injury right now, so not right away, probably miss a few games, but he'll be back. St. Brown is going to come on with a full head of steam this year instead of waiting so long to catch on. I also think Detroit could be kind of a dark horse candidate to sign a William Fuller right before the season starts.
Are you forgetting about DJ Chark?
I just mentioned him. Dustin, are you forgetting to listen to me as I go through the names?
I am. I didn't hear that one.
Oh, yeah. No, DJ Chark too. I thought for a second that you were going to say Will Fuller is irrelevant because of DJ Chark, which is just silliness to me, because Will Fuller would only play the 6 games anyways. Those are the games that they need him for here, and those are the games that he could potentially take targets away from. But even without Fuller, the competition is way too severe. He's not getting enough goal line attention to make him a touchdown guy. So I don't see 78 targets in 17 games as any sort of lock. I'm very, very nervous for DeAndre Swift. I'm not putting him inside my top 12 guys right now.
Ooh, I will make a beer bet with you. In 17 games, he gets at least 78 targets.
Done. I love that. I'll put that on paper right now.
Yes, I love it. Money in the bank.
All right.
Oh, that's how confident I am.
I hope he gets 77. I hope he gets 77 targets. And then I just want to bring this clip out from the dead and play it as you try to fall asleep at night. I'm going to play it in your ear as you try to drift off.
Now,
all right,
should I pull up the clip on YouTube from when we talked about why DeAndre Swift could low-key be the number 1 running back this year and not a bust at all?
Yeah, we absolutely can. But with new information, Dustin, and new analysis, you have to reevaluate things. I would encourage you to do the same.